Hey, Facebook friends. I am touching base tonight because something's been on my mind. I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of emails, and just a lot of general questions about what I do as a coach, why do I coach, how long have I been a coach, just a lot of things about what I do as a team Beachbody coach. And I thought, why don't I just make this little video, go live, kind of share what's on my heart with you guys and see what happens. First of all, I don't know what's happening with the Pens game. I've seen some things in my quick Facebook scroll that appears that it's not going well, and I'm sorry about that to all of the Pens fans out there. I'm hoping that it will turn around. But as I always tell Mark, don't take it personally. It's not about you. Nothing that you do or feel can influence what goes on in the game, so we just have to let whatever happens. So I try to tell him that because sometimes he just can't harness his passion and it scares the dogs. Second of all, yesterday I was like sweating my buns off in this house because we just refused to turn the air conditioning on, and I don't know why it's so hard to open windows, and we don't have a lot of ceiling fans. Tonight it's like an ice box in here, so I'm like bundled up beyond belief because it's freezing. Can't get regulated here. But that is not what this is about. This is about something more. So I titled this video like why I didn't want to be a Beachbody coach, and it's for real. I legit tried to talk myself out of being a coach for many weeks when I was first approached about it. I just didn't think it was for me. I wasn't looking for anything. I was busy. I work a full-time job. At the time, I was a event planning manager for a rescue organization that kept me very busy, and I worked at Mark's law firm. I mean, at that time, it was just me and Mark, and I think one employee. So I did all of his bookkeeping. I did all of the invoicing. I wrote out every single check and paid every single bill. So let's not forget, I was also like a new mom. And when was I going to do this coaching thing? I mean, I barely had enough time to do all of those things that I just rattled off. So for about 3 weeks, I tried everything I could do, everything that I could think of to not do this coaching thing. I mean, what the hell is coaching, right? But something kept tugging on my heart. I kept looking up videos. I Googled coaching. I Googled every question that I could think of. I watched hours of YouTube videos from all of these different people talking about coaching, why they liked coaching, why they didn't like coaching. And the more that I researched it, the more that I felt something inside of me, like I really wanted to do it. Now, at that time, I think I've shared my story before, but the reason I even got into Beachbody is because I was so unhappy. I was just back to my pre-pregnancy weight after having Sophie, but my clothes didn't fit right. Nothing felt good on me, and I didn't feel comfortable in my clothes. I hated when we had plans because that meant I had to go into my closet and try to find something to wear, and it was a miserable experience for me. Like, nothing felt good. And I didn't want to buy new clothes because nothing felt right to me anymore. I didn't know what size that I was, and I hated it. I just didn't like the way that I looked. I felt horribly uncomfortable in my own skin, and that was such a horrible feeling because my whole life, you know, I was always able to be a consistent size, a consistent weight, and I worked out really hard during my pregnancy because I was so desperately afraid of becoming overweight and then not being able to rebound after pregnancy that I was like in extreme when I was pregnant. I was working out 6 days a week. I took up running. I never ran anything in my life. And yet when I got pregnant, I was like, I'm going to start running, right? Because that's what you do when you want to stay in shape. You cardio yourself to death. So I was running like 3-4 miles. I started taking a spin class, which was very fun, by the way. I really enjoyed those classes. And I was like lifting the whole time. I was crazy obsessed with not gaining too much weight. I knew that I was going to gain weight and that was fine, but I used to call my doctor's appointments weigh-ins. I mean, who thinks like that? So mentally, it was very hard on me getting pregnant because I had these images in my mind of what was going to happen to me if I didn't do all of these extreme things, like running 4 miles with like a bowling ball in my stomach. And eating and watching everything that I was eating, but I had no idea. At that point, I had never heard of clean eating. I didn't know anything about calorie counting. I didn't know how much I was supposed to be eating. So I was just trying what I thought was what was right. So anyway, that's how I got into Beachbody. I started seeing things on Facebook from people who were doing these insanity programs. They were losing weight. They were sharing sweaty pictures. They were holding up pictures of like them drinking some shake. And like I secretly hated on those people for a couple weeks. And then the more I saw them, the more curious I got. And the more I thought, well, they look so happy in their pictures. You know, maybe there's something to this. Like, why do they look so happy? I don't feel happy. And so I sent a little Facebook message like some of you guys do to me. And I said, can you tell me what you're doing? Like, I see that you're doing something and I don't know what it is, but can you tell me what you're doing? And that's how it started. So I joined up. I bought a challenge pack. I got a program. That's what I wanted. I wanted the workout, right? Because I thought that's what I need. I just need a new workout. And so she talked to me about, well, it comes with this. It comes with shakes and it comes with a meal plan. And I'm like, really? Do I have to? Like, I like breakfast. I eat cereal. And I'm like, that's so healthy. I eat these good cereals. And she was like, listen, it's going to come as this bundle. That's how you're going to get the best deal. And I'm a bargain hunter. And I'm like, great. So I'm going to get this. And then Mark was like, well, I want to do it if you're doing it. So I got 2. And then my mom wanted to do it. So anyway, long story short, like 5 of us all signed up at the same time because we were all looking for something, clearly. And so I got into, then she put me into this challenge group. And I'm like, what is this? Like, she just added me to this thing on Facebook. I didn't know anything about Facebook groups. I was like pretty anonymous on Facebook. You guys might find that hard to believe because I'm like, you know, here right now. But I was pretty incognito on Facebook. And she puts me into this challenge group with no one that I knew. And all that was happening was I was getting blown up with notifications of these people posting that they worked out and they're drinking their shake and they're all happy. And I'm like, what is happening? So the more that happened, at first I was like seriously annoyed. And the more that it happened, I was like, oh my God, like I want to go home and work out. Like all these people just worked out today. I feel like I need to go home and work out. And I got into it, okay? When it was all said and done, I somehow lost like 8 pounds and like several inches, and I felt better. I was happy. I was so happy. I was having so much fun interacting with these people. There were little contests and you could win little prizes and you were trying all these recipes. I mean, Mark and I tried like every recipe that came with that first bag of Shakeology. We tried every recipe. And I hardcore said I was going to drink that bag of powder and I was never getting it again, okay? I was like, I love breakfast. I'm just going to do this because it comes with it, and I'm never going to do it again. And about a week in, I was like, I love this. I love this shake. I felt better. I legitimately felt better. I wasn't hunting for food in the afternoons. I wasn't craving junk food as much as I was. My digestion was really, really bad, was like so much better. And I have to be honest with you guys, before that I had a pill container every morning. I would take a slew of multivitamins and fish oil, and I was taking like a fiber pill because I have digestion issues. And every Sunday I would fill up my pill containers, and that's what I did. And it would sit on my kitchen counter. And I said, okay, fine, bag of powder, I'm going to really put you to the test. And the first day that I tried Shakeology, I stopped taking every other pill that I was taking that I thought was like making my immune system stronger. I was taking ester seed, all kinds of these immune boosting vitamins. So I said, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to see if this bag of shake powder does what it's supposed to do. And I have to tell you, my energy increased. I wasn't so tired and sluggish and cranky at the end of the day. I went home from work, and instead of feeling like I wanted to crash on the couch and veg out and watch, I'm going to just admit it right now, I was like addicted to Ghost Whisperer. I don't even know why. I didn't watch it when it was on, but I got into it when I was breastfeeding, and look, that's what I watched. So I wanted to go home and watch the reruns of freaking Ghost Whisperer, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I wanted to go home and I worked out. I mean, it was unheard of. And Mark, being the loving, supporting person that he was, he would take the baby and he would let me go work out. But the funny thing is the baby wanted to be with me when I worked out. And she would sit there mesmerized at what I was doing. And she would call it, at the time I just told her I'm doing yoga because she didn't know what PIO was. I didn't know what PIO was. And I just said, oh, I'm going to do yoga. And so that's what she calls workouts now. Are you going to do your yoga today? So here's where I am now. I didn't want to be a coach. I just wanted to be a customer. I thought, great, I can at least get a discount because that's what you get if you sign up to be a coach. It's like getting a Sam's Club membership. You know, you get a discount to buy stuff at the store. And I thought, great, I'm going to do that because both Mark and I wanted to keep doing the shakes. We really liked it. We found it to be extremely convenient for breakfast in the morning. We sat down with our giant Eagle Bill from the past 2 weeks, and please don't judge me on Ghost Whisperer, but I swear I was like so obsessed with it. We sat down and I said, look, like we're going to have to find a way to work this into our budget. And we did. We said, we're not going to buy this anymore. Mark was obsessed and still is. He still looks for these freaking Pop-Tarts that were made with oatmeal. I don't know why. It was like a very brief thing. They don't make them anymore. And if they do, please don't tell us where they are. But he would eat these Pop-Tarts, and we were eating Eggos, and we were blowing through boxes of cereal and milk and Cliff Bars, and this was the stuff that we ate for breakfast. We were making our own smoothies and adding all this stuff into it, and then we would be hungry in like an hour. So I said, we're not doing that anymore. And that's how we decided to work it into our budget, and it fit perfectly. It was like, you're going to take this stuff out, and this is going to replace it, and it was an even swap, and so I was cool with that. But she didn't keep asking me, but she kept saying, I think you would be a really great coach. You were such a great challenger. I think you would be good at this. I tried my hardest to convince myself I didn't need to be a coach. I didn't need to add one more thing to my plate. Why on earth would I sign up to actually coach another human being? But for whatever reason, it pulled on my heart. It called to me. And I'm so glad that I finally was like, oh, fine, I will do it. I will run a challenge group. I will put my family members in it. And it was like my mom, my sister, Mark, our very good friends. And we were all in this little group with each other. And it was a lot of fun. And from there, it just spiraled out of control. It has changed my life immensely. I can only say wonderful things that it has done for me. The friendships that I've gotten, the relationships that I've formed, the events that I get to go to, the trips that I've been fortunate enough to go on. I mean, Punta Cana, I went on a cruise. I've been to Nashville twice. I'm going to New Orleans this year. I'm going to Mexico next year. I wouldn't have had any of that or even thought about doing those things if it wasn't for becoming a coach. I paid off my truck. We moved into a bigger house, so that extra income helps us. And I still get to work my full-time job, and I kind of do coaching at bedtime. And what I gave up was TV. So I don't watch Ghost Whisperer anymore. I watch a few things off of the DVR a week, but I was watching like 2 to 3 hours of TV at night, and I didn't need that. It wasn't adding any value to my life. So I don't regret becoming a coach because all that I gave up was watching TV. Me and Mark would seriously put the baby to bed, and we would run upstairs, and we would hop into bed with a snack, and we would watch like 3 hours of freaking TV. I forget what we were watching at that time. It was HBO shows. True Blood? Pretty sure it's True Blood. Maybe something else. I don't even know. Not important. The point is, I didn't want to be a coach because there was a million reasons. I wasn't a trainer. I wasn't at my goal weight. I didn't think that I had the body of a trainer. I was just learning about clean eating, but I was very interested in it because it made me feel so good. And there was a million other reasons why I didn't want to be a coach. But here I am, a coach 3 years later. And one thing that made me really want to share this today, in addition to just having to explain this a couple times, is I still love, I love Ghost Whisperer too. I don't watch it anymore, but it was a good show. One of my challengers posted something on Facebook today, just giving me a shout out for where she is in her journey. And I am humbled by that because I didn't do the work she did. She lost the 65 pounds. I didn't. And I just felt very humbled by that. And I thought, if I hadn't said yes, if I hadn't become a coach, if I hadn't stopped watching Ghost Whisperer, then maybe she wouldn't have said yes to me. Maybe she wouldn't have lost 65 pounds, and maybe she wouldn't be feeling so healthy right now. And I feel grateful for that. And I hope that there's more people like her out there. I hear no all the time for a variety of reasons, and it's totally fine. My mission is to help as many people as I can, but I always hope that I can at least help that one that's listening and needs to hear this at that moment when it makes the most sense for them. So that's my story, long story short, of why I didn't want to be a coach. I am a coach, and I'm grateful to be a coach. If I'm not your coach and you would like me to be, please reach out. If you've said no to me in the past and you're rethinking that decision, please reach out. If you have a coach and you haven't talked to them in a while and you're thinking about getting back into something, reach out to them. That's what we are here to do. We want to help you, okay? So, and all of us coaches are different. We are all different in our own special and unique way. So if you have a coach that's an active coach like me that does challenges and things like that, and you feel like you need help, reach out to them, okay? It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with me. It's more about you. It's just getting into that group and lighting that. See, this is me lighting a fire. Is that a lighter? That's me lighting the fire underneath you. Thank you, Miss Jody. I really appreciate hearing that. So I encourage all of you. I feel like we all need a coach. I have a coach. If you think that I don't call up my coach sometimes and say, hey girl, I need some help right now, I ask her things all the time because we all need coaches. And that's why I read books and I listen to audio when I'm in my car, and I am always trying to better myself, because if I'm not doing, I need to fill the cup. I need to fill my cup first so that I can help more people, and it's important to me. And so that's what I try to do. And, the more people that I can help, the more, they help other people. And I always see that it's like a pay it forward kind of a cycle. And I love that. So that's my long story. Maybe you felt that you could watch this instead of the Pens game. Maybe some of you are going to go Google Ghost Whisperer right now. Either way, I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I got to get the freaking temperature regulated in this house. It's ridiculous. So have a good night, and I will talk to you all later.